You're listening to John Reed on Jazz Radio 94.1 FM.
You've had a fantastic career as an entertainer, particularly remembering back to the days of Blankety Blanks.
Oh, yeah. People still talk about Blankety Blanks, and it's had so many reruns. It's unbelievable. I think it's had about 14 or 15 reruns. And, we don't get a cracker for that. We don't get paid for that, unfortunately. I wish we did. I got $45 a show. I can't believe it, but that's what it was. You see, when you sign for a show, John, you don't know whether it's going to be a success or not. I mean, if we'd have known it was going to be the success it turned out to be, then we could have asked for a lot more money, but never mind. That's show business. Fantastic. I mean, it was a great shop window, everybody in Australia nearly was watching it. We did 500 episodes, and we got away with murder. Some of the gags we did at 7 o'clock at night was unbelievable back in the late 70s. It was fantastic. We had a lot of fun, and it was just like going to a party every week because it was all completely unrehearsed. And so they said, right, we're going to record now, and everything was off the cuff. It was a lot of fun.
And what sort of a man was Graham Kennedy?
Well, I got on terrific with Graham. He was a bit of a loner and a bit of a recluse, and he didn't have dozens of friends. He just had a handful of friends. And, he was a bit of a lonely man, really. He didn't like big crowds any more than about 4 people, and he was uncomfortable, funnily enough, and yet in front of the camera, in front of millions of people, he was in his element, But I got to know him really well, and we had a wonderful relationship, and I was very sorry when he passed away. It was very sad, because there won't be another Graham Kennedy. He was a terrific entertainer and a great reader of humour. He could read me like a book, and I could read him like a book, and that's why we just bounced off each other and had a lot of laughs. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, you certainly did, and obviously Graham brought the best out in everybody. Can you give us one of the jokes from Blankety Blanks?
Oh, I went through hundreds.
One of the clean ones, by the way.
They were all clean. It's just people's minds, I used to do a lot of wife gags, It's funny, lots of comedians, they love to have a go at their wives, and I used to do lots of wives gags, and they always go well. And then when they meet my wife, people would say to her, how on earth you put up with all these things he says about you? Now we have lots of fun, and actually, talking about my wife, she's not very comfortable today because yesterday she had all her teeth out. She said, never again. She's a lovely girl. I do make fun of her, and I shouldn't really, because she's good in bed until I get in. I take her away with me. I take her everywhere I go, but she keeps finding her way back home, which is a bit of a nuisance, but never mind. Actually, the question I get asked more than anything else is, where did I get the name Ugly, And actually, that's just a stage name, because my real name is Friday Gray. That is my real name, Friday Gray. I was christened that, and because when my dad took one look at me, he said to my mum, let's call it a day. And so that's how I got the name Friday Gray. The lovely thing about doing comedy, John, you're making people laugh. If you're making them laugh, they forget about their problems. And just to tell you a very quick little story, I was in a club one night many moons ago, and at the end of the night, I'd done my act. I was at the bar having a drink, and a guy came over to me. He was about 30 years of age, and he said, can I just thank you for a great night? And I said, oh, thank you for being a good audience. He said, no. He said, see that lady over there? And he pointed to a middle-aged lady. He said, that's my mum. And he said, we lost my dad 3 months ago, and this is the first time she's been out at night since he passed away. And he said, tonight I've seen her laugh so much. She's had tears running down her cheek. And I just want to thank you so much for that. And, that made me feel about 10 feet tall. I felt fabulous. It was a lovely compliment. And it just shows you, if you're making people laugh, you can make people forget about their problems. And it's a nice job in life, but I don't look upon it as a job. To me, it's a pleasure. I just enjoy my work. I always have done. And as long as people will still laugh, I'll still tell my corny jokes.
Dave, thanks again, and we'll talk to you again soon.